mute now. Well, hello and welcome to Friday. Hello, Michael. It's good to see you. Welcome. We're here with Gao. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Really enjoying my holiday, but don't want to go back to work on Monday because I've had some really good weather. But yeah, it's been good. So we are here for week 92. It is week 92 update for a new mount, bone armor, and fixes. A new mount, a new armor set, module balance changes, and a swathe of other fixes and tweaks. So, take us off if you would, please. And yes, it's the best of days. It is the best of days. It's going to be short days, but you know, trying to enjoy it whilst we can. So, if you
Right.
please, Corne.
We're currently at week 92, and this brings us the Tyrannus mount to Icarus. This mount slots in between the existing mounts, the Moa and the Buffalo, in terms of utility. And this Tyrannus can be found across all three the maps, Olympus and Styx and Prometheus, and can be tamed just like its predecessors. So you find a foal, you kill the adult, you take the foal, you tame it. Pretty easy.
Same as
We have
usual.
we've also released the bone armor set. Now we talked about bone armor set a bit last week already.
Mm-hmm.
So this bone armor set was originally set aside for a Twitch drop campaign, but we decided to let everyone have it rather than keep it in reserve. There will be, if I'm not mistaken, a bit more info about this further down below.
Good.
So we've also added DLSS 3 support for the people playing with DirectX 12. Good. Better performance and still good quality imaging. Me like it. I'm gonna try it out.
Okay.
On top of this, we also have updates on Hypatia, some changes to modules, and a performance improvement that was supposed to be included last week. So let's have a look at the full details below. Oh, and Michael, hello, welcome. I never got the answer from the guy yesterday what he didn't like about Icarus. So yeah, I still don't know why he doesn't like it. Ah well.
Ah well, can't please everybody.
Anyway, notable improvements this week. The dynamic navigation mesh was re-enabled, used for pathing for animals. The lack of this pathing was causing poor creature pathing, and also prevented creature deterrence from working. Like I said last week already, like, or I believe I mentioned last week, like, animals basically don't care about the scarecrows no more. They should care about it again now, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of noticed that in my open world a little bit. Um, creature deterrent wasn't stopping the Drax from coming in, that's for sure.
That's where you have the fortified walls for and the spikes.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, next one. Fix a case where players would not get mission rewards if they were not present for the start of a mission after they had previously completed a mission on the same prospect, i.e. an open world. So basically in an open world, you do a mission from the open world, everything is fine. Yeah, you're playing with your pals, with the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone of the group starts the next mission, and if you were not online at that point, you could participate in the mission, do all the work, but you did not get any rewards.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, so they fix that. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
This next one is also nice. Wind turbines can now be placed closer together. So no longer a
Good.
4 tile spacing between them, but significantly less. I have
Good.
not checked yet to see how much less, but
Well, it's pretty easy in your open world. Just see if you can put one in the middle.
exactly. So it would mean a higher density of wind turbines on a set surface, which is
Well,
good. I like the wind turbines, you know?
yeah.
No maintenance required. Okay, they have slightly lower power output than a water wheel, which in turn is less than solar panel. Solar panel, I believe, is 2500, water wheel 2K, and the wind turbine 1750. But
Yeah,
still,
but
indeed, no
it
cans to fill, no maintenance to do, just place and
and
forget.
they run 24/7.
Yeah, just set and forget, 24/7 power.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, prospectors are now prevented getting sprains or broken legs from falling if their fall resistance is capped. So this ties into the whole diminishing returns, which was part of last week's update as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Don't like the prospect
Yep.
of this coming in. Just
So yeah, last week we had the diminishing returns. So where previously, if you had a 3-module suit, you got 3 modules for reduced fall damage, and you had the survival backpack. You had 100% reduced fall damage.
mm-hmm.
No spray, no broken leg, no damage. Now last week they introduced diminishing returns also on modules, meaning you can't get up to 100% resistance anymore. So you started taking damage, you started breaking legs, getting sprains, breaking legs. Now they removed the sprains and broken legs. If you, in the old uncapped situation, would have been at 100%. You will still take damage, but you won't sprain your leg, and you won't break your leg. So that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not so bad, but I still don't like it. But that's
I
just me.
kind of understand why they did it. These were builds, those 100% builds, they kind of broke. Maybe breaking is not the correct word, but they basically negated core gameplay items.
Mm.
By the way, further down there will be a bit more about diminishing returns and also some info on buffs of modules, buffs
Yeah.
and nerfs,
Yeah.
but also buffs. So
There's more
don't start freaking out
information.
yet. Yeah, don't start freaking out yet. We will get into this further below, and there will be some good news as well.
Yes. Yes. So there's more to come. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And the last one.
Also, improve the mission complete pop-up to include the name of the mission that the reward is for. So you didn't know which mission you were playing? Okay. Whether mission is the current one or a previous one. If you log in after the mission has been completed. Okay, I get it. and it's now also showing the actual reward. Usually we all stay till the mission is completed anyway, but yeah, if you play on a dedicated server, open world, with a whole team of people, and not everyone is always able to be online all the time, yeah, you can understand.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So here, the bone armor, including bone shield, looking cool though.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Looks really cool. So the bonus content, the bone armor is released. We had hoped to run a Twitch drop campaign alongside the release of New Frontiers, in which we were going to provide the bone armor set you may have seen devs playing with on streams. Unfortunately, we ran into some issues with timely approvals, so have decided we would release this week to everyone for free as a way to say thanks for the New Frontiers reception and support. If you have been enjoying Icarus and New Frontiers, please consider leaving a review on Steam. You can leave a review on the base game and any DLC separately. It really does make a massive difference and helps out the studio. It certainly does.
Yep.
I have for sure left my reviews on everything. And here we see the, is it Tyrannus? Tyrannus? Tyrannus?
Tyrannus.
Tyrannus.
Yeah, basically, if I read it the Dutch way, the emphasis changes with the change in letters. Later on in the, I believe in the new content, the old name will be there as well.
Okay.
So initially it was used. It was named Tyrannus. Basically Tyrannus.
Yeah.
So reading in the Dutch way, emphasis on the second syllable. How it's spelled right now, Tyrannus. Reading it the Dutch way, the emphasis is on the first syllable.
Yeah, that's how we read it too. So for me, it's Tyrannus.
Yeah.
If it's Tyrannus, then everybody thinks Saurus Rex.
Well, it's a Tyrannus, not a Tyrannus.
Close enough. You know,
close enough for government work.
It can entirely depend on somebody's accent as how that's picked up. So it's better that it's spelt this way.
Yeah, I more read it as Tyrannus, like Terra, Earth. Anyway, this week, brand new mounts. This week's biggest feature is our new mount, the Tyrannus. It's a horse-like creature that spawns on all 3D maps, Olympus, Styx and Prometheus, in the forest and grassland biomes. This is the first of several new mounts which will make their way into the game. Didn't they at some point also mention the woolly zebra as being a mount in the patch notes?
And the Nomi horse?
Normie horsey. I reckon this is the Normie horsey with a different name though.
Quite possibly. Quite
Michael, always nice to mount new things. Yeah, that's what she said as well. I know. Yeah, you were thinking it. I was saying it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll get rid of that just
anyway,
now.
So this mount slots in between the Moa and the Buffalo in terms of utility.
So we've got a horse sandwich then.
Yeah.
Because it slots in between the Moa and the Buffalo, so sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trio. Anyway, this horse has 10% more speed than the Moa currently has, or actually had before the update. So as a result, we have increased the Moa movement speed by 38%. So they became faster.
Okay.
The Buffalo speed also has been increased by 8% to balance out the changes. So the Buffalo became faster, Moa became a lot faster. And we have the horse, which in speed is between the Buffalo and the Moa. Now, the Tyrannus can be equipped with a standard saddle. I've not tried the pack saddle. It can be equipped with a standard saddle, and just like the Moa and Buffalo, it requires you to nurture a foal and raise it for you to be able to use it as a mount.
Okay.
And there is later on in the new stuff a bit more about this horsey. Something I have not tested out yet.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
as I said, modules, buffs, and diminishing returns, right? So last week's update included a change with the module system, which now grants diminishing returns when stacked in your Enviro suit. Now, this was supposed to be paired with a buff to some of the modules, but the buff was accidentally left out. We are now including those buffs this week. Now, modules aim to massively increase the diversity of builds, and yes they do, but not to provide a way to get buffs which break the game's balance. Buffing modules without diminishing returns would cause these game-breaking numbers, but implementing diminishing returns without the buffs would cause what happened in the last week, a massive nerf that many players noticed. If you were used to run 2 speed 1 pack build, yeah, so you would have noticed like, hey, I'm slower than I was before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they have buffed some modules.
Okay.
We have buffed the modules to the correct values now to match the diminishing returns. Just a couple of examples. The old modules for the movement speed with the flat stacking, one module you got 5%, the second module added another 5, got a total of 10% more speed. The third added 5%, total 15. The fourth added 5% as well, total to 20%. So a flat 5% for each module stacked, getting up to 20%. Now they buffed the modules now, the speed module. The first module gives you 10%. The second doesn't add 10% now, it's less, adds 5%, totaling 15. The third module adds 3%, and the fourth module adds 2%. In the end, you will still end up with the same total speed increase as you had before diminishing returns, so with flat stacking. However, if you use only one, now with the new buff, it is basically equal to 2 modules in the old situation.
Yeah. Okay.
2 modules equals 3 in the old one. Hey Jake, welcome.
Hey Jake, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing tonight, today, this morning? Whatever time it is with you this morning.
Morning. Yeah. So yeah, for people who only use one module, this is actually a buff.
Yeah. Now, when I was running in your original open world, I was running with 3 speed modules just to be able to keep up because you had a suit with all the attachments and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
So 3 modules used to be 15%, is now 18, so it would still be viable.
yeah, but now I only need 2 modules to get to the 15% that I had before. So
True. So it's freeing up a module slot for you.
yeah.
Do we have actually do we have suits with 4 modules? Because this speed modules example has 4 modules. I know about talents. There are talents that give you speed buffs. I don't know are the main, so if you have talent and 1 module, and Jake, maybe you can answer this. Will this first module still be the 10%? Or will this be counted as the second module? And the talent is counted as the first module? I wonder.
Well,
Because
I was wearing an Enviro suit that had 3 module slots on Europa World. I am not yet aware of one that has 4.
me neither. So there are talents like the running with the weapon out, bow or knife or spear, depending
Un-
on which talent. That is,
unless those Enviro suits we haven't unlocked yet because they're part of Prometheus.
I don't think there are 4 module slots there either. I don't know, I'd have to check. But anyway,
Good question.
yeah. So, fall resistance, this is actually, oh, there is an Enviro suit with 4 slots. Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
wonder
we haven't
what you
checked that
have
one out
to.
yet.
Yeah, I wonder what the payoff will be. Like no oxygen and no water slots or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, the 4 resistance one, I have tested out the 4 resistance build.
Yes, you have.
3 modules and the backpack, and I got to 100% full resistance. Basically, 3 times a flat 25% for a module and a flat 25% for the backpack.
Yeah.
Now, with the diminishing returns, the first one is buffed to 40% instead of 25. The second one only gives you half of that, like 20% extra. So you up it to 60%.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one only ups it to 70%. So in the end, you will have slightly less. But up until the second one, you have more than you had before, especially the first one. And for our main build, this is pretty big.
Yeah.
We basically go from a 50 to a 65.
Yeah.
Because I reckon the like the talents, Jake said talents are separate. So like the talents, I reckon the backpack also is separate. It's not counted as a module. So you'll have a 25% for the backpack and a 40% for the
Yeah.
first module.
Yeah. This is module specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I get,
Yeah.
and actually having seen this information, which obviously didn't see last week, has kind of quelled my fears about it because the
Yeah.
reality is I can now get exactly the same percentage for the speed with one less module.
Exactly. So
And
diminishing returns is
for the
being
fall resistant module, I never used it anyway because I had 3-point landing and the backpack.
yeah, you're right. We used the speed module and the carry module. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
This is even so. Yeah,
So that
not
now
not
means
for us, but still for people who are actually using this.
So now you can take a speed module, a carry module, and a fall resistance module.
Yeah, but I'm gonna stick to the S5 for now. It's, overall, in my opinion, still the best suit.
It is. I do have to say that
It adds a couple of inventory slots.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind losing the inventory slots because the reality is that I could, I just use a backpack and I've got a carry module, so it kind of balances that out.
Welcome back, Jake. I hope your connection is better now. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Well, I like my inventory slots. You know me, I go mining and I come back full, completely full. I don't care about over encumbered. I just take the nearest pickaxe and I have some talent points in reducing the over encumbered penalty, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, on my open world, I'm running an armor set, planet side crafted. And on 3 of the armor pieces, I added the pack module. So I have like 47 inventory slots.
Holy jeez, dude.
I know, right? And I'll still run full, like, oh shit, I can't take any more, I have to go back now.
Yeah. So yeah,
So,
actually, with this information, it's not as bad as it sounded last week.
and people were actually indeed worried, like, hey, are worried, unhappy. Like, you nerfed our builds, we can't play proper no more. And
Yeah,
so
because
with those
because
buffs,
I had horrific visions of Carl going absolutely ape because suddenly his speed build doesn't work no more.
well, it still worked, but
Less speedy.
less speedy than it was. Yeah.
Oh, he'd have noticed.
Okay. But in the fixes part, there will be more about specific modules.
Yes.
So yeah,
Alrighty.
all these buffs will mean that mods will provide better rewards for less investments in modules. Again, like the first module now gives you a better reward in the current situation, the buffed diminished return, than in the old flat non-diminished return situation.
Mm-hmm.
But those rewards will slowly become less valuable as you stack more and more, as not to get to the 100%. However, you are still able to get close to the old level if you wish in most cases. The speed one here shows you like you get back up to the old level.
Mm-hmm.
For resistance, even with 3 modules and a backpack, you'll only be 95% for resistance, no longer 100.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, makes me wonder if I add 4 4 resistance modules and a backpack, I'll still be over 100%, I reckon. Because with 3, you're already at 95%. So
Yeah.
even if the fourth module only will give you like the half of what the third one would give, 10% increase, so half 5% increase, you will still reach the 100%.
Okay, that sounds like that's going to be tested for science.
And maybe I should not have said that because now next week they will buff it even more. Maybe they'll nerf the backpack. Please don't.
No, no, don't, no. I mean, we have to test this stuff for science first.
Don't punish people for don't punish all the other players for ideas I get, Jake. Yeah, Jake, since we were supposed to push the module bus out at the same time last week as well, but it was a hectic week and we messed up the merging. No problem, man.
It's
Uh,
good.
it,
It's good.
as long, I just hope that people who were unhappy do read the patch notes and do read these numbers, because this will, like with Echo, this will then mitigate their worries.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was pretty horrified last week. I was not expecting good things to come from that, but having seen that explanation, it's by no means as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well,
So
this is the explanation including the buffs. So
yeah,
yeah, the
so
buffs are really going to make a big difference here,
yeah,
and actually will make it better for a lot of people.
yeah, yeah. So could you take us through the DLS 3.0 support whilst I run to
Well,
the fridge to grab another drink, please?
I'll do the DLSS support, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, working with our friends at NVIDIA, we have added support for DLSS 3.0. Powered by, powered by AI rendering technology and dedicated Tensor Core IA processors and the GeForce RTX GPUs, DLSS speeds up frame rates while still providing image quality similar to native resolution. So if you're running Icarus in the DirectX 12 mode and you have an RTX enabled NVIDIA card, turn on frame generation in the graphics settings to take advantage of the performance boost. I'll test it out tonight. I have a 4080, so it should be able to run DLS. It should be RTX enabled, so I'll run it
Okay.
in DirectX 12 and I'll enable the frame generation.
Alrighty.
So obviously this is nothing for AMD video card users. This is for NVIDIA.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not seen anything in the G4 Center about a new driver version, so I reckon this is purely a change at Icarus side.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me double check. Where's my G4 Center? I have too many icons in my system tray. Anyway, I'll have a look later on.
Okay. Okay, now coming soon, Hypatia. Now that we've completed New Frontiers and have addressed some of the larger bugs and balance fixes that players have requested, we're jumping back into putting the majority of our efforts towards the free Hypatia update. We've already selected the base set of missions we are planning on converting to operations, and work is beginning next week on these. You can see us testing the initial converted operations in our Twitch streams over the coming weeks. Ooh, I hope I can get to them. I'm back to work next week. Damn it.
So this is launching the missions from open world for Olympus and Prometheus in Styx, sorry.
Yeah. Okie dokie. We are also working on adjusting the mission requirements for some of the Prometheus missions and adjusting the mission flow. This will include centralizing all the mission launch interactions with one device that you upgrade, rather than 3 separate devices for each tier of operation. More information on this next week.
So yeah, you don't have to build multiple devices. You build one device and you basically upgrade the device.
Makes more
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Next week, we have UDA resource supply packs. Ooh. Next week,
Looking nice.
yeah, they do actually. They look like little supply boxes.
Yeah.
Next week, for sale in the workshop, will be a collection of UDA resource supply packs. These can be unlocked for Ren and will allow the delivery of some planetary resources directly to you thanks to the Orbiton Exchange interface. Howdy, Moshbo. Welcome, welcome. How are you
Howdy,
doing, buddy?
Moshbo.
In
So,
addition,
from the looks of it, like ore and wood, like basic materials, basic resources, to be delivered from the workshop.
Okay.
Will we at some point get the possibility to actually send up resources, which we then can call down in another prospect or open world?
Yeah, so if you're low or you have extra supplies of a certain material, you can send it up to space and kind of store it till you need it.
Yeah. So you start an outpost with resource regeneration. You grind a ton of resources there, send it up to the space station, and then in your open world where you're lacking resources, you can call it down again.
Sounds good.
Would be a bit cheesy, but on the other hand, all the resources you request from the space station, they have to come from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for immersion's sake, you should be able to actually stand up stuff as well. Unless this all comes from the stockpile missions.
Well, in addition, the simple missions will be available on outposts and will grant you a small amount of Ren upon completion.
Okay, so outposts, although you can't do the operations, you will be able to do simple missions with a Ren reward. So even in outpost, you now will be able to, and from starting next week, obviously, you will be able to start generating currency Ren.
That's nice. Yeah. Alrighty.
Yes, especially for people who just want a slow-paced outpost life. No worry, or not too much worry about animals, weather events. Just a nice and slow-paced outpost, but still want to be able to buy some stuff from the workshop.
Yeah.
Obviously, they still would need to do missions, as in the missions for exotics, but they can do simple missions for Ren. So at least it will provide them access to some of the workshop items.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Alrighty. If you like what we're doing with Icarus and want to support our continued development, consider purchasing one of our DLCs for a few dollars. It would mean a lot to us. And there you
Yeah,
have the different packs currently. Two of the
two of the
packs.
different packs. Yeah. I mean, I got the outpost pack. I'm not planning on using one of the new outposts, but in order to support the company, or support Rocketworks, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll buy this outpost pack. I don't care.
Me too. Alrighty.
Alrighty, new content. So here's the old name, Tyrannus. Adjusting default Tyrannus names.
Mm-hmm.
Fixing weighting of the horse saddle to better follow the spine bones. Yeah, I haven't seen the old situation, so I don't know how it was, but it looks quite good now. Matching the horse gravel footsteps with the moa and buffalo. Added more texture to various surfaces. Always nice. Obviously, bringing the horses to the maps. Adding horse and juvenile spawning on Olympus, Styx, and Prometheus. Adding some audio for mounting saddle creatures. Good. Let's see. Added text for the Tyrannus to a bestiary itemable. Hey, you can kill it, so it has to be in the bestiary, right?
Well, yeah.
Fixing normal horse being resized in two different places, which caused it to be a different size to the horse mount.
Okay.
It was being resized, which caused it to be different size, and they fixed it again. So now the wild horse is the same size as the horse mount. Kinda makes sense. After all, it's the same horse, it's just typed.
Yeah. Okay.
Set up for remaining mount footstep VFX. Is this the missing footsteps in some case?
Visual effects.
Footstep, sorry. The horses is very funny, says Jake. Basically, if some people played on experimental, oh, they have some special, unique, super large Tyrannus. Yeah, there's your Tyrannus Rex.
Yep. Oh man.
Had I known this, Jake, I would have played experimental just for getting the Tyrannus Rex.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been worth clipping.
Anyway, fixing horse audio not replicating to clients by adding the horse to the behavior dropdown in the NPC BP. Good, so now clients also can hear the horse.
That would make sense.
Yeah, better as well. Adding the Tyrannus name to experience events and stats. Removing feature level lock from bestiary data. Removing feature, developer feature lock, probably, yeah. So it became available for everyone. Right.
Yeah.
Adding in the variant mesh for the horse juvenile creature to further provide visual difference between the two. I reckon the juvenile and the adult.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the juvenile moa looks different to the adult.
The horse as well. They look slightly different.
Yeah, the buffalo doesn't really look too different. It's just much smaller.
It is quite different. Look at the colors.
Mm.
Anyway, duplicating horse idle animations and montages. So unique vocalizations can be added for the horse and for the juvenile horse. Very good. Updates to horse mount, and horse juvenile locomotion BS's. Okay, let's assume BS is does mean something different here. To
Yeah.
mitigate foot sliding.
Duke says, I'll post a pic in your Discord of large horses. Excellent. Looking forward to it. Thank you very
Yeah, it would
much.
be nice. But yeah, with BS, I don't think BS here means the excrement part.
No. No.
Blueprints and nice BPs, I don't know. Maybe New Zealand blueprint, I don't know. Anyway, to mitigate foot sliding, yeah, visual fix.
Yeah, it has to walk instead of slide.
Yeah, no moonwalking for horses.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, Icarus is a moon, so it would be appropriate, you know?
Yep. The moas did it.
Yeah. Fix horse, go up not being able to move. That would make it easier to kill, but
A
less
tad
real.
broke.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Switch the horse BPs over to the new bespoke idle montage. Good. So horse go can now attack forwards and backwards. There will be a bit more about the horse attacks, by the way. So it looks like horses can attack, or you can attack whilst riding a horse.
Well, I would kind of expect it to be able to rear, and I would expect it to be able to kick its
So
back legs.
there's a mention about attack while riding a horse. I have not tried riding a horse and then try and shoot bow and arrow. I mean, the old Mongols did it, so we should be able to do it as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Fixed horse juvenile and mount never completing their eating action. That's why they grew so large. The horse no longer immediately halts when completing its move order, unless it's attacking. So it still immediately halts the attack, but no longer like go from full speed to 0 in 0.001 second, causing
Yeah.
you to fly over its head and land 15 feet further in the grass.
Well,
Good.
you know, a polite horse always lets the rider go first.
True that, true that. But I prefer it not not to happen to me in that way. Reduce the horse's mount's turn rate. So reduce the turn rate means increase the turn circle, right? Okay. Well, I haven't been riding a horse yet in game, so I don't know about the turn rate and stuff. We'll test it out.
It'll be interesting, actually. I grew up with horses, so the movement it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to this.
Horse juvenile now uses the updated mesh, so visually different from the adult one, and it's a nice mesh. Unlock the bone armor for all players to have as the Twitch Drops campaign fell through. Talked about it before
Last week.
last week and above as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed build validation by removing old animation references. Good. So reduced attack range of horse mount. Shifted attack source location forwards. So a slightly shorter attack range.
Mm-hmm.
Still fine.
Okay.
As long as it can still trample a drug, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Fix incorrectly positioned head blocking collider on the horse mount. Head
Okay.
blocking collider. Does this have to do with something which is mentioned further down below, that they weren't able to go through doors? Or is this the collision box when you are actually shooting a horse? I don't know.
Okay.
Fixed mount horse inventory preview character not copying the owner's skin. Never actually looked at that. So. Slow down juvenile horse. It isn't fast, the juvenile. True. So if you lead one home, you spend a fair amount of time waiting. That I can tell you already.
Yeah, well, it was understandable with Daisy, but you would expect a horse foal to be a little bit bloody quicker than that.
Yeah. Talking about Daisy, when will we be able to put a saddle on Daisy? I want to ride her. Just for fun. Anyway, next. Horse mounts can now attack. Yeah. Forwards.
Yeah.
Tidy up the blueprints for audio when mounting saddles. Good. Renamed Tyrannus to Tyrannus. Added bestiary traits, that was mentioned before already. So adjusted collider size on horse mount to allow moving through door frames. This might be related to the one, the fixed collider of the horse head hitbox thingy.
Yeah.
The horse and horse mount mesh is now scaled to preferred size instead of the default root scale. So no longer Tyrannus Rex, but now we have the Tyrannus. Increased horses mounts damage. Gave this own damage curve asset. So yeah, the mount will be able to attack and do damage.
Good.
The stamina has been increased from 300 initial to 350. The weight capacity from 100 initially to 200. So it can carry 200 kilos. Nice.
Nice.
After all, it should be able to carry more than a Moa.
Yeah.
Added horse attack sounds, aggro events, stomp, and animation notifiers in data table entries. I have not really been attacked by a horse yet. I just take them out from distance. Well, I'll just run up to one just to see what happens.
Yeah, well, it's ran up to plenty of zebras and never been bloody attacked yet.
No, but the zebra doesn't have attack. The horse does.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a horse yet, so I can't talk for that.
Basically, like buffalo, it only attacks when you attack it. Drag, as soon as it sees you, it comes straight for you. The horse is somewhere in between.
Yeah, okay.
Keep your distance and it's fine. Get too close and he'll start attacking you.
Okay.
Lots of small improvements and adjustments to the horse mount audio. Yeah, again, I don't really have any base to compare it with, because I didn't play
Yet.
it experimental this time. So now
Yeah.
this is like after the improvements and adjustments, so I have
Mm-hmm.
nothing to compare it with. Adjusted the attack volume and the stomp volume. Again, I have no idea whether they increased the volume or decreased. I have no base of reference here.
Okay.
Focal spatial to be more directional and added jump whoosh to the animation. This is about horses, by the way. Less nice. Nice? How the heck do you...
Nays.
Or is it nays? Okay. Less nays in jump, idle animation, so it doesn't become annoying.
So in other words, they don't make as much noise.
Exactly. And they added a jump whoosh to the animation.
Nice. Okay.
More improvements and adjustments to the horse mount audio, adjusted like volume and some volume again. Basically, these 2 bullet points above in one.
Yeah. Was just going to say that.
Yeah. Merging in changes from NVIDIA DLSS branch, adding support for DLSS 3 frame generation. Again, only for RTX enabled NVIDIA cards. I believe the game suggests 4000 series, NVIDIA 4000 series video card. Renaming the Tyrannus to Tyrannus. Tyrannus. Added bestiary image.
Yeah.
DLSSG should no longer activate until the settings UI has been closed when enabling this on a prospect. So not enabling it already when you're still in settings UI. But wait till you close settings UI and then enable it. Okay.
Okay.
If it does mess up your video output, and it does it whilst you are still in the settings and you like accidentally enable it, it immediately messes up your video. You can't disable it no more. Good call.
Yeah.
Reduce the aggression range of the horse. Attacking while mounted on horse should now play the correct attack montage. Forward attack instead of rear. So no kick. Trample. Increased horse health, mass and melee damage. Increased the follow speed of juvenile horses. So first they decrease it, now they increase it again. Okay. And once again adjust the location of the horse's head blocker collider.
Okay.
Alrighty. Fixed some misnames in Tyrannus, Bestiary and Carcass items. Still called Tyrannus maybe.
Possibly.
Fix a bug where the horse would flicker between swimming and not swimming when submerged in war, causing glitchy looking swimming animations. Yeah, glad to fix that. It would become pretty annoying pretty quick, I reckon. Disable overlaps on BP mount bases head collider. Again, head collider fix.
Yeah.
Fix the bug where...
Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't.
This is for the collider.
Yeah.
So basically, where can and where can't it go? Being blocked by its head. Fix bug where a floatable component wasn't correctly keeping track of multiple overlaps with the same water body. Then submerge it. Then it's no longer a floatable component, but a sinkable component. Let's see, remove some DLSS related DLLs from Git dependencies XML as the version in P4 depot is newer. Yeah, it's not really something we as a player should have to worry about. So,
No.
still. Disable the shader development method by default. This one. Shaved juvenile horse's legs. Jake, my condolences for the person who had to run around all the maps, catching the foal, shave the legs, release the foal, and then continue running, find the next foal, catch it, shave the legs, let it go, etc., etc. This must have been some job, man.
Man, I feel sorry for that dude.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Maybe we should get that guy a big bloody medal.
I wonder, would you get a lot of fur from this, shaving the legs?
Not fur so much as
Well,
hair.
Yeah.
You
could make a rug from it.
Yeah.
Juvenile horses like hair rug.
Yeah, you probably could. Yes, I would reckon you could. Yeah.
So there's the reward for the person who had to shave all those legs.
Yeah, gets a brand new rug.
Yep. Juvenile horses like hair rug.
uh,
I have to say, those juvenile horses' legs do look better without all the hair. Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, well, a juvenile horse's legs don't look juvenile if they're looking like they're
Look all
old
hairy
and
and stuff.
decrepit because they're covered in hair.
Nah, don't forget they are horses, right?
Well,
So
yes, but you know, I mean, juvenile horses are just tall and spindly little things with a.
yeah, but hairy legs kinda work on
Yeah,
horses,
no,
you know.
yeah, no, that doesn't work because I only worked on adult horses.
Yeah. Anyway, disable debug traces on seat base. Okay, thanks.
Good to know.
Added a small offset to seat exit collision checking to hopefully fix issues where players on dedicated servers can't dismount when standing on building floors. You can now dismount, or at least I was able to dismount my mounts whilst they were standing on concrete floors earlier
Mm-hmm.
today. So I reckon this change worked, unless it was for like stone floors specifically. I have not tested those.
Okay.
Let's see, adjusting vocalization, attack, notify, timing for horse on main attack. Okay, so they make sound when they attack,
Mm-hmm.
and it's now synchronized, good. Hooked up new horse and zebra idle and turn in place montages. Okay, so zebras are gonna behave the same as horses when
Also,
idle and turning in place, just different measure.
zebras are horses, just a different.
They are not horses, they are equines, but not horses. There's a difference.
Okay, same family.
True. Hence, they are equines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
So for the fixes, again the unable to unmount when on a floor fix.
yeah.
Fix a bug where when missions clean up, it calls abandon on every quest and subquest. So if you have a simple mission running and you are finishing a normal mission in the same open world, no, I don't know. If you have a simple mission running, you should not be able to start another mission. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
Well, now it only calls the abandon if you press the abandon button, which that
Nice.
that does make sense.
Oh well.
So at least less chance on unintended abandoning of a mission or a quest, which is good.
Yeah. Okay.
DLSS frame generation no longer shows on in the settings menu if it was turned on previously and is no longer supported. If it was turned on previously and is now no longer supported. So what if you
If it's no
switch your
longer
graphic card?
supported, it'll switch itself off.
Yeah, so no longer supported. Why? Because you switched from Nvidia to AMD. Why would you do such a thing?
Or maybe your graphics card is too old. I don't know.
That's usually when you change graphics card, and in this case to a less powerful one. Anyway, if no longer supported, it no longer shows on. Good. Adding a GL biome option to Niagara dynamic input scripts. Pass over Niagara systems affected by this change. That was good. If if it gets changed, do a pass on the code. Make sure it still works properly.
Okay.
Fixing assets related to change 115406. Right. Here I really can't say anything about it because I don't know what the change entails. But okay.
It's secret code.
IIS 406, not sure what 406 is. 403 is exit denied, 404 not found. Don't know what 406 is though. Anyway.
Okay.
Fix fallback selections for localized animal swarms in volcanic areas, selecting hyena occasionally. Yeah, a hyena should not be in the volcanic biome. Nice detail, by the way. Yesterday we did visit the volcanic biome as well, showing Michael the arachnids, lava broodlings.
Yeah.
And when we came back, when we exited the cave and entered the grasslands biome, there was like half a dozen gas flyers waiting for us outside the cave in the
Oh.
grasslands,
Oh.
which was interesting.
I'll bet.
Yeah. Anyway, do continue, I'd say.
Okay.
So the next one's for you.
Fixed typo in miasma modifier. Nicely done. Adding unique audio for picking up arrows. Adding event audio and data table entries. So it actually sounds like you're picking up arrows now when you pick up arrows.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, yeah. Adding unique audio.
Mm.
Maybe it was some generic pickup sound.
Okay. I'll have to pay a bit more attention to that, I reckon.
Yeah, I usually don't listen that closely to the sounds. I'm more focused on sounds I recognize as coming from a thread.
Okay. Fixed a bug where if you had more than 6 ingredients in a recipe, the UI would overflow onto the craft button.
More than 6 ingredients in one recipe.
Yeah, there are a few recipes that have quite a few ingredients.
I know recipes with 5. I know recipes with 6, but there can't be a whole lot of recipes with more than 6 ingredients. But yeah, if there are, then yeah, definitely make sure the resource does not overlap the craft button. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit tough to actually craft the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Adding new metal spear impact event and removing unused velocity behavior from arrows and spears, and fine-tuning events to be appropriate without unused volume automation curves. Alrighty. Good to know. They've tweaked it. Added correct spear impacts to ballistic impacts events, etc. Well, that would make sense.
So this must be for the javelins.
Yeah.
I wonder which impact they had, like projectile impact. I don't know.
Hmm. Initial refractor for mount movement visual effects propagation. Effects now play off appropriate socket location. Required setup in mount blueprints and footstep notify. Initial setup for buffalo, moa, swamp bird, and swamp bird.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the swamp bird and his brother.
For the twins.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Processors now attempt to stack items on inventory overflow, prevents composters from causing performance issues.
Next item on inventory overflow. If it's generating items but the inventory is full, it drops it outside to the composter. It now drops it in one stack of all separate items.
Yeah, like an overflow bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, it's. I can easily test it on a mortar and pestle.
Yeah. Okay.
Fill it up and then make 3 sep and let it spill out, or a crushed bone or something like that.
Uh-huh. Okay. I really like this next one. Mounts no longer attempt to drink from lava lakes.
Yeah,
Mounts no longer navigate to middle of water bodies when drinking.
especially in the lava. They want to
Well,
drink from the lava lake. They go to the middle of the lava lake, and then they wonder why they die.
yeah. And if they want to go to the middle of a lake when drinking, then, don't be surprised to say hello to a croc or two.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah. I'm really glad that they stopped the suicidal ponies.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, module stacking is now set to cell instead of round, favouring the player. This means that a diminishing return value of 1.2 rounds up to 2.
Yeah.
As was
So,
spoken about above.
well, no, this particular issue has not been spoken of. This is like the rounding issues. If you end up with a factor, it's now rounded up instead of rounding down.
Yeah.
So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 is now rounded up to 2 instead of rounded down to 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're getting to the buffs and the nerfs of the modules we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So the movement speed module has been increased from 5% to 10%, making it achieve the same if not higher value when stacked with diminishing returns, especially with only 1 or 2 stacked. You now have a higher overall bonus than before.
Yeah.
Same goes from the fall damage module, which has been increased. The base increase went from 25 to 40 for the first one, and then 20 for the second, and 10 for the third.
Yeah.
The consumption module was buffed from 10 to 15%. Next one is also a very nice one. The carry modules, which we are actually using. The base variants, the stack module 1 increased from 2 to 3 slots, and the module 2 from 5 to 6 slots. Which means that my character has even more than the 47 or so slots it had before.
Nice.
Like I said, I like my inventory slots. I don't mind being over encumbered. I want to be able to carry lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Fishing module has been debuffed though.
This one.
Oh yeah, the carry weight has been increased from 5% to 15%. Takes into account diminishing returns. Actually, I never used that module.
Me neither.
With the amounts I usually carry, I run around over encumbered a lot, and this this 10% extra carry capacity ain't gonna do much for me, to be honest. But for new players, like players who just started playing, who don't have the need for pickaxe, this could be very handy. Definitely.
Yeah, could be.
Fishing model has been debuffed from 25% to 10%. This is for the quality of fish, then a higher chance of catching high quality fish. Because the quality was too high, the chance to catch the unique fish, however, has been unchanged at 200%.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't be able to catch like the normal fishes. You would only catch the high quality fish and unique fish and stuff.
Yeah.
Timing module also has been debuffed. The stamina increase for the mounts you tame when carrying this module, stamina increase has been reduced from 100% to 50%. The speed of the tame is unchanged though. I have to say I have not used those modules yet. I will do at some point.
Hmm. Okay.
The agent bodies and the communicator in Prometheus Mission 4 now clean up properly once the mission is completed. Good. No lingering remains of the mission in your open world.
Good.
Updating equipable data so the diminishing returns on modules etc. is off by default. Alrighty. Next one is a nice one. The magmatic mission in Prometheus. The rewards have been updated to grant red exotics instead of the purple ones.
Good.
The Shadowed mission rebalances spawn rates of the creatures. Notably the first and the third zones now have a reduced creature count. Whoa, was it too hard? Too bad we haven't done that mission yet then.
Oh man, we missed it.
Yeah. The same with the dispatch mission. They reduce the difficulty of the creatures in the defense phase. Well, we'll have to make up by having more players in and just sitting aside and watching.
Yeah.
Hit log spam about invalid voxels being skipped during level streaming. I reckon this is for dedicated server.
Mm-hmm.
Removed unnecessary voxel warning message during the build cooking. Again, it's not something we would see, but yeah, it's unnecessary, so yeah, clean it up. Good.
Yeah.
Remove the error message from dedicated server lobby startup caused by trying to resolve active prospect while in the lobby. Yeah, if you don't play a dedicated server, you won't even notice. This dedicated server specifically.
Uh-huh.
I do not recall having seen such an error on my dedicated server though, so I don't know. Let's see.
The next ones we've talked the next one we've spoken about before.
Yeah. Improved mission completion pop-up. Yeah. The next one as well, reduce wind turbine collision range to be 2000 instead of 4, so we can pack them more dense, which is good.
Yep.
Also, when highlighting the wind turbine, all collision areas will now show from all the turbines, which is good. Otherwise, you only see the collision box for this one wind turbine. But yeah, if you can't see the collision box from the surrounding wind turbines, you still cannot determine whether or not it will collide before placing it. So I'm glad they added that.
I did notice though that when you're placing the turbine, you only actually see the collision box when you look up at the
Yeah,
middle of
that
it, which means that when you're trying to look at the floor, you can't see it.
interesting fact, fun fact. The collision box is not at ground level. Or at least from what I've seen on Discord.
Yeah,
It
but
only starts at like half height or something.
yeah,
Meaning you can place a bench directly underneath a wind turbine without the collision being an issue. As long as you don't use the foundry, because that thing is huge. Just a normal small bench, a workbench or something.
yeah.
Next one is a nice one. Icebox refrigerator, fridge, and the deep freeze. They can now store ice. So, well, the deep freeze already accumulated ice inside, but
Yeah,
you were not able to put ice in the inventory of the icebox and the fridge, only in the fuel slot.
yeah,
Meaning you go to the Arctic, you collect 150 ice, you can only put 100 in the fuel slot, and the other 50, they were melting away in some bench or something. You
yeah.
can
Or you
now
stick them
place
in
them
the rain
in the
reservoir.
inventory. Yeah, you can now place them in the inventory, meaning they don't smelt as quickly. So hauling more than 100 ice is more viable now.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that.
Hmm.
Yes, helpful indeed, Michael. I assume you're talking about the highlighting collision from wind turbines. Definitely going to be helpful with placing them.
Yep. The Arctic head armor no longer requires Arctic pelts, but instead requires one polar bear head.
So Arctic head armor, previously known as the polar bear head armor, no longer requires Arctic pelts, formerly known as polar bear pelts. Instead requires one polar bear head. Makes sense if you look at the head armor. It is
Yeah,
a head that you put on your head.
yeah,
It also does mean if you wanna make a full set of armor here, you do need a taxidermy knife.
yeah,
That's the flip side. But yeah, makes sense. Like I said, if you look at the head armor piece, it is basically just a polar bear head on your head. So it makes sense that you need a polar bear head there.
instead of a pelt, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Fixed nav mesh not being active in game. We talked about this before. So now creatures should be deterred by creature deterrence again. Removed invalid loading screen video. I have not seen any invalid video message, so I'd say this fix went well. Next one we've talked about as well. It kept fall damage resistance, preventing prospectors from getting sprains or broken legs from falling. Mentioned above when we were talking about the whole fall damage reduction stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed blueprint workshop talent trees from unintentionally displaying 1% for all the item stats. Yes, this was in experimental. It was just a visual bug though. They still had the proper percentages. It was just displaying 1%. But I
Yeah.
fixed it so people don't get confused.
Oh, I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah. Reducing the wind turbine collision range to be slightly smaller again. Now I wonder, is it smaller than the 2 tiles now? I have no idea. I have to check.
Hmm. Maybe if
If
it's one and
the
a half.
if these bullet points are in order of fix, then I'd say it's less than 2 tiles.
Okay.
Fixed issue that was preventing voxels from finding their save data quickly. It has now been changed to cache by the voxel's location, as the names were still unstable. This was talked about last week as well,
Mm-hmm.
where you had like the gray matter which you could not mine.
Yeah.
So they had a potential fix which wasn't completely stable, so they changed it again to voxel location, and hopefully now it will be properly fixed.
Okay.
Removed recorder fast paths for grid and actor name path due to stability issues. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we like stability.
Updated obsidian pickaxe to enable gathering of all ores. So it's now tier 2 pickaxe, basically. Comparable with steel and above. So next to iron and copper and gold, can also use it for aluminum and platinum and titanium.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Saves me carrying a pickaxe.
Yep.
I'll still be carrying multiple though, with the attachment slots. So. Updated obsidian tools to use obsidian rather than shaped obsidian, and then change it again to correctly use shaped obsidian again. Yeah.
If it doesn't work, turn it off and then turn it back on again.
Yeah. Heavy obsidian armor now uses raw obsidian to repair as intended. Yeah, I haven't gotten around to repairing my obsidian armor yet. It hadn't taken that much damage yet, so I don't know what it's used to need to repair, but now it uses raw obsidian again, as intended. Makes sense since you use the raw obsidian to make it. Is this correct? I don't know. There's appears to be a difference between obsidian and heavy obsidian armor. The one using raw obsidian, the other uses shaped obsidian to make. I've seen someone talking about that at some point. Could not find the difference in the game itself though.
Okay. The refrigerator, yes, can now store ice as intended.
Well, talk about this above the icebox, refrigerator, and deep freeze, and now the refrigerator as well. So yeah.
Yeah, good.
Potential fix for voxel material streaming crash. I wonder, could this have something to do with why yesterday's stream basically broke? It was when we, well, it was actually started acting up when I was standing on top of a obsidian deposit, which visually only has one piece of obsidian left, and I gave Carl the obsidian sledgehammer to mine it, and he got a lot of obsidian from it. So there was something wrong with the dead voxel.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back at the stream, yeah, I did check it. It seems to go. It seems it went haywire when I dragged the obsidian sledgehammer out of my inventory, drop it for Carl. I don't know. Might have to do with this. I don't know.
Okay.
Or the next one, fix an issue with partially mined breakable rocks on safe load. So breakable rocks, I would say this is an obsidian voxel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a breakable rock, sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And again, it was only showing a small piece of obsidian still left. Sorry, scoria it was. A small piece of scoria still left, but when Carl was mining it, he got quite a lot of obsidian from it. So it was definitely more than just one piece.
Interesting.
Man.
Okay.
Future content, trophy, Equix trophy and blueback trophies, basically the ones which pop out.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to those.
Yeah.
Because the Equix are actually really good. I really like killing them. Their unicorn is quite unique.
Yeah.
And the bluebacks after Daisy I'm just like, I don't want to kill him now. But if you're going to attack me, then I'll soon sort you out.
Well, redbacks don't attack you at all, even when you jump on top of them. As long as you don't hit them, it's fine.
Yeah. Bluebacks,
Bluebacks, I think
not
the
so
same.
much.
I don't know. I don't think they're that aggressive. But
Well, you run quite
I'll,
close. You can't. I think they're a bit like hyenas. You can get to a certain. You can get quite close, but
I'll have a look in the gameplay. I'll just run up to a blueback and stand right in front of him, see whether or not he attacks. They only do a bit of physical attack anyway, so not too bad.
yeah. Okie dokie. Alrighty, and I believe that takes us to the end of this week's update.
Yeah.
It does indeed. Sorry, I'm just trying to sit up a little bit. So I'd like to say thank you very much to everybody who watched, anybody who lurked, and all who participated in the chat. Namely, we have Michael Stevenson and Jake and Moshbo. And so thanks very much to you guys for popping in and joining us and making it that much more interesting. Thank you also to Cornet for keeping on top of the Discord server and keeping everybody updated and apprised as to what's going on with the streams.
Sure.
And we will be back very shortly for the subsequent gameplay and testing in your open world, I would assume.
Yeah.
With main characters?
Main characters, yes.
Okay. Right. Okie dokie. So we will be back, I'm going to say at 1/4 past the hour. I do want to step outside for a smoke
Sure.
and kind of cool off a bit. It's been quite a warm one here, so my back door is still open because it's just not cool enough.
Yeah, that happens when you're a hot person. I know from experience.
Yeah, so but thankfully my fly screen is, my fly screen is up and doing its job, so I am
Good.
fly free, which is really good. Right, so
Good.
we will be back at 11:15 or 1/4 past the hour, whichever hour you have. Until then, it's good night from me,
And good night from her.
and we will see you very shortly for the subsequent gameplay. And remember, peeps, it's a dangerous world out there, so please take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.